Hello everyone, Speedrunner 0 to 18 here, and welcome to the 386 Speedrun Challenge, based on the 386 challenge by Chaotic Meatball, where I try and beat the game as fast as possible with all 386 Pokemon in Pokémon Leafgreen. Last time I did this challenge with Togetic, and he was just plain awful since it started out with Metronome, and I also didn't mention in the last video, he had the Hustle ability, which raised attack and cut accuracy, so I was always dealing with that. Today we'll be using Wobuffet. Oh boy, this Pokemon knows only Counter and Mirror Coat to attack opponents. It does have very high HP though, so it has that going for it. How fast do you think Wobuffet can beat the game? Please give me your guess in the comments on what place it'll finish, or maybe what level it'll end up beating the game with. But first, there are some rules we should follow for this run. 1. I can only use my main Pokemon in battle, no exceptions. If my current Pokemon faints, I reset to my last save point. If I don't have a save point, I restart the whole run. The only time I'm allowed to have my main Pokemon faint is to escape the Elite Four to prevent soft locks. 2. Held items and items in battle are allowed. 3. No glitches or manipulations. 4. The run is timed with in-game time. Each Pokemon then after the run will be placed on the leaderboard with their final in-game time to see how they compare against everyone else. If you happen to enjoy this series and would like to see more, please hit that like and subscribe button. I release these speedrun challenges every Friday and release other speedruns on other days, so subscription is very appreciated. Thank you. To start this run off, I replace Bulbasaur with Wobuffet and fight the rival. These are the moves Wobuffet gets. No TMs, just these moves. That is all he gets. He gets Counter and Mirror Coat to deal back double damage of physical and special moves respectively, as well as Safeguard to prevent status moves, and Destiny Bond, which is just plain useless. On the rival's Charmander, I just spam Counter and kill it. This run's looking nice so far, but this is only the first battle. After getting the Clerk Potion, as well as the Bird and Rad, I go straight to Viridian Forest. I go straight to Bugcatcher Sammy and begin using Counter. Something I noticed right away, I don't know if this is an AI thing with Gen 3, but it seems like the opponent knows I have Counter and will attack me as few times as possible. There are many times throughout this run I will go 7 counters in a row without dealing back damage, and since the opponent isn't using attacking moves, I'm just gonna burn through PP way too fast. Anyway, let's just get to Brock. Believe it or not, Brock was f***ing easy. I spammed Counter and defeated him very quickly. The Route 3 trainers were unbearably difficult due to the AI reason I stated earlier. All these fights I would spam Counter, and if I ran out of counters I would reset since I saved before each trainer, and I would have to heal up after each battle as well. I actually fight the last here instead of the second Bugcatcher since she has less Pokemon. The third Bugcatcher has a Metapod which can't attack. I had to use up my PP on this thing until eventually it killed itself with struggle, as well as countering the struggles. After healing up and getting the Person Berry, I entered Mount Moon. The Rocket Grunt was pretty easy to take down just by spamming Counter. The Super Nerd, however, sucked so much. The Grimer would rarely use Pound and just spam Harden since it knew I had Counter to counter its moves. Anyway, I would end up running out of counters and I would get killed. It seemed to be luck whether I'd win or not since I needed to be attacked. I tried this fight over and over for a long time, and I just ended up leaving Mount Moon and going back to Viridian Forest. I decided to use my PP up on a Metapod, the only safe Pokemon to do this with since it can't attack, and go back to the Super Nerd. I end up winning by spamming Struggle on the Super Nerd. This may be a move we have to rely on a lot. Anyway, after finally leaving this forsaken mountain, I heal up, get the rare candy, and battle Misty to see how it goes. I spammed Mirror Coat on her Pokemon and ended up KOing both of them in one hit, winning me the badge. It is just so fucking hilarious that the easiest trainers in this run so far were gym leaders, and for 99% of other Pokemon, that would be the opposite. I do wonder though if another Pokemon will be similar to this one, and I can only think of why not. I dread the day the number generator gives me 360. After Misty, I fight the rival. I defeat the Pidgeotto, Rattata, and Charmander easily, and used up most of my PP on Abra to get Struggle for the rest of the fights, since it is way better than anything I'll ever have. I wasn't able to get rid of the counters, but I got rid of the other moves. The Nugget Bridge went down to the rest of my counters, as well as Struggle. Another thing I didn't mention about Wobuffet is how insanely high Wobuffet's HP is, since it needs to have the HP to use Counter and Mirror Coat frequently. The main problem is this causes healing him to be so expensive. I would use multiple potions just to heal it to full. I did heal up Wobuffet at the center before the second last on the bridge, since my health was getting so low, so I had to stop using Struggle from then on. I'm just going to say it now. Every trainer in this game is so hard and repetitive. I either use Counter, Mirror Coat, or Struggle, and both these strategies take forever. So to save time, I'll only mention what happens with the regular trainers when something notable happens. But for now, let's skip all the way to Vermilion City. When I get there, I heal at the center and get the Versus Seeker in case I need it for grinding and go on the ship. Once on, I go get the TM for Brick Break, since I'm getting as much money as possible for healing items later, since this blue son of a bitch needs a ton of those things. When I get to the rival, I just use the counter strat to take him down, but I do Mirror Coat the Kadabra, or at least I try to. These opponents love not attacking me. After leaving the ship, I go fight Lieutenant Surge. My plan is to Mirror Coat the shockwaves dealt to me, but something I just noticed is that the Counter and Mirror Coat are affected by Double Team, and since Pikachu and Raichu use Double Team a lot, and when they hit me with Shockwave, I can end up missing Mirror Coat, which is pretty stupid. I do end up eventually winning with this strat though. Before going to get the bike, I do something I rarely do. I get the Old Rod, so I can fish up non-attacking Magikarps to get Struggle easily if I need to. I'll do this strat with any Pokemon I feel will need to rely on Struggle a lot, like some weak Pokemon who knew very few moves, like Caterpie only knowing Tackle. I am not looking forward to one day speedrunning this game with Caterpie and not being able to evolve it. That would be interesting to say the least. Actually, the least I could do is not even do it. I'll just cancel the series when that happens. Anyway, when I get to Rock Tunnel, I actually get stuck here for quite a while. These trainers in here, especially the Picnicker before the Hiker with the Graveler, the Jigglypuff just refused to fight me and I would run out of moves. I just kept dying again and again, and so I decided to leave, heal up, and try again. Also, the reason I didn't dig out was because I accidentally sold Dig back in Vermilion City when buying super potions, so I couldn't use it. You know, just like Martin Luther King Jr. once said, nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conspicuous stupidity. Seems right to me. Anyway, after getting out of Rock Tunnel eventually, I go through Lavender Town, fight the gamer, and so I'm guessing this gamer knows I can screw it over with my moveset, so it switches me out a lot. I end up fighting the Lass instead to get to Celadon City. When I get there, I go do the Rocket Hideout. I'll skip to Giovanni since I think you know how these fights go by now. On Giovanni, I could just spam counter on his physical attackers to take him down easily and... What I decided on was that I needed healing items badly, so I did my Celadon City shopping spree early. All I got were 11 Super Repels and 25 Super Potions. This should last me 6 battles or so, maybe 7 if I'm lucky. I also get Fly and go fight Giovanni again. On Giovanni this time, I would use counter strats on his team and heal constantly. Winning is a lot easier now, and then I can finally move on. I decided to fight Erica before I left. Not often I fight Erica as the 4th gym leader despite being the 4th. She was very easy, unlike 95% of the trainers in this run so far. I did have to heal up first before fighting her so I could use Mirror Coat on her Pokemon and kill them pretty quickly. Giga Drain makes Mirror Coat do so much damage. After defeating Erica, I heal up and go fight Rival 4. Counter and Mirror Coat weren't working, especially against the Execute, who would just not attack and used Stun Spore or Sleep Powder. So before I fought him some more, I used the Old Rod to fish up a Magikarp to get Struggle. I have to use 2 different Magikarp to get Struggle, since I have 65 PP in total to get rid of, and Magikarp Splash has 40 PP before it uses Struggle. When I returned to the rival, spamming Struggle was a lot better of a strat. Even though Wobuffet's attack stat is just the worst, but the problem was, I still couldn't defeat the rival's team. so I decided to grind. Now you may be asking, how are you going to grind? Are you just going to be struggling a bunch of Metapod or Magikarp? Well, no. I decided to use the daycare. It is normally a slow method compared to battling, but since Wobuffet takes forever to kill anything, I decided doing this would be faster. After grinding to level 39 and buying some X attacks to help struggle deal more damage, I go fight Rival 4 again. On the winning attempt, I just used some X attacks and spam struggle. That may have been the longest it took me to fight Rival 4. At this point, it was 2 hours and 19 minutes in real time playing this game. And I was on frickin' speed up. So that should tell you something right there. After struggling to keep Marowak from escaping the confines of hell, I rescue Mr. Fuji and fly to Celadon City. I struggled to figure out whether to do Koga or Rival 5 next. I thought about it for a little bit and I decided to go to Fuchsia City. After getting the Protein, Gold Teeth, and Double Team out of the Safari Zone, I fly back to Fuchsia City. This will be the first Pokemon that cannot use Double Team, so this will make the Elite Four difficult. Some of you may hate Double Team, but my goal is to play fast in these runs, not play difficult. With a normal Pokemon, when I get Double Team, I usually save it until I lose a certain fight many times over, and sometimes it just allows a Pokemon to have not a 0% chance to win, but maybe a 2% chance to win. Here is a challenge for all of you who hate Double Team. I dare you to beat the Elite Four with a piece of shit Pokemon and have Double Team in your strategy. The fights are still very freaking difficult, and lots of setup can be ruined by bad luck. When I do get to Koga, I just keep dying over again. This is the first gym leader that is actually difficult. I even try selling stuff across the land to buy Hyper Potions, since Super Potions were only healing a fifth of Wobuffet's health. I also ended up having to use the daycare again. Wobuffet cannot beat Koga at this low of a level, so back to exercising my legs for the 3,000 mile cross-country bike tourney. I also do some practice for the 1,000 meter dash, as you can tell by this sickening footage. I'm going to be covering this so no one gets motion sick from watching this. This was a more AFK solution to grinding, but this solution ended up being slower than just biking up and down in the underground. Before fighting Koga again, I go to the move deleter and delete Safeguard and Destiny Bond so I can grind for struggle faster. On the winning attempt on Koga, after so much time has passed, as well as grinding to level 60, I use some X attacks and spam struggle on his Pokemon pretty easily. All that grinding took about 100 minutes of real time. Definitely the longest grind in the series so far. And this may not even be Wobuffet's last grind, for crying out loud. After getting strength, I fly to Saffron City and enter Silphco. When I enter, I go fight Rival 5. I end up beating him pretty quickly. Just use some X attacks and spam struggle. I'm at the point where it's better to use struggle, especially since Counter and Mirror Coat are going to be doing less damage since my defense is now way higher due to my level. After getting Lappers for Surf and Strength, I go fight Giovanni. The strategy for him was basically the same as Rival 5. I was also feeling generous, so Silphco won't have to file their 5th insurance claim. Never mind. After making Silphco file their 5th insurance claim one way or another, I go fight Sabrina. She went down pretty easily to struggle spamming. I wish that counted, but no, it does not. After flying to Palatown, surfing to Cinnabar Mansion, getting the secret key, and buying some Hyper Potions, I go fight Blaine. I would end up winning this fight with Mirror Coat since Fire Blast was doing so much damage to me. After rejecting Bill's 5th chance for an island date, listen you little shit, I do not want to go on a date with you. I am not in the mood at all for your horse crap. Why don't you go try using a Wobuffet to fight stuff? So until you do, go f*** off and jump in. I go fly to Viridian City and fight Giovanni. Since he loves to attack with Earthquake, I go spam counter the whole fight on the winning attempt. After a couple tries, I end up beating him. Okay, only 6 fights left. Before I fight the rival, I sell all my TMs in Celadon and buy 27 X attacks. On the rival, I use some of those and spam struggle. After defeating my rival, I go through Victory Road and get to the Indigo Plateau, where I fly back to Celadon City and go sell my ethers since I plan on doing struggle strats for the Elite Four, and I buy as many X attacks as I can. After that, I heal up, get struggle off Magikarp, and go grind on the bikers on Route 16. I want to get plenty of money for full restores, and I don't have that money. So I just grind on these guys over and over, as well as the bird keepers on Route 18. I think these guys are better since they're near the Poke Center if I need it, and they can't poison me. After some experimenting, I found a great place for money grinding. It's fighting this gamer over and over again. He gives 2,160 Pokédollars after every fight, so that's pretty good. After grinding for tons of money, I go buy some healing items and prepare to enter the Elite Four. Let's do this shit! On Lorelei, Bruno, Agatha, and Lance, I use the same strat of using 6 X attacks and spamming struggle. I just thought this video was getting too long, so I thought that would sum it up for you. On the champion fight, I would use the remaining 6 X attacks I have on Wobuffet and would spam struggle. However, Charizard's Fire Blast was just so damn powerful. I did think of restoring PP to Mirror Coat to take down Charizard, but I realized I sold my ethers for healing items. I did realize I had the Lepa Berry you can get on Route 23, but I couldn't find a good time in battle to use it since Charizard's so damn powerful, and I still need struggle on everything else. In the end, I ended up whiting out and leaving the Elite Four since I just couldn't beat this bastard. After grinding for more money, as well as replacing the X items and healing items I lost from the 4 successful fights, I fight the Elite Four again. I'll just skip straight to the champion. On the winning champion fight, Charizard's Fire Blast wouldn't do that much damage as it did before, so with the help of Hyper Potions and so many prayers that made God go crazy, I defeated the champion. This was one of the worst Pokemon I've ever used in my life. This Pokemon made me hate doing challenge runs, but I'm glad it's over. I was surprised though at how easy Brock, Misty, and Erica were, yet all the normal trainers were so unbearably hard, but it doesn't matter. I speedran Pokémon Leafgreen with Wobuffet with a final in-game time of 25 hours and 18 minutes. Not only this run took over 24 hours in-game time, which doesn't even include the resets, this Pokemon gets dead last place overall and among all non-evolving Pokemon. It'll probably be that way for a long time. It looks like our next Pokemon is Cleffa. That's all I got for you. If you happen to like this type of content and would like to see more, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will be releasing a 3d6 speedrun challenge every Friday on my channel, as well as speedrunning content every Monday and Wednesday. So feel free to follow my socials and subscribe if you enjoy that kind of stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next speedrun.